Would you ruin your own character just to be right? Too many people today are doing this, and it's on all sides of the aisle or wherever background you may have. And we talk about it in our episode of Drop the Stones when we start talking about oneness and what it really is. Because you look at things and people are willing to cut off their own hand in order to try to get a little bit of advantage of perceived advantage of what they think they are. You have in our politics, in our society, you have people that are willing to hurt and hold back and oppress other peoples in this country and thinking that's the best for their progress. Their whole ideology of making this country great again is by holding people back and not allowing them to participate fully, to restrict their thoughts, their opinions, their influence on what may happen, or even their existence. And it doesn't make a lick of sense. You think about if you want to hold back women and keep them out of the workforce, or keep their opinions to themselves and not let them be allowed into the public arena and how to think and operate in this world, you just eliminated 50% of the potential of growth and progress and improvement that we possibly could have, because you're not allowing these women to be able to speak and participate in the acts of society. When you start eliminating immigrants from our country, you're eliminating a good chunk of our workforce and going to cause prices to skyrocket on products and goods that we all need and use every day. You're eliminating people that could participate and help us improve our society. When you try to restrict LGBTQ people from having influence in anything that they do and are afraid that they're going to take your kids and brainwash them into becoming LGBTQ themselves and misunderstanding the whole principle, you're taking away a section of our population that could help us grow and become better. And it's in society, it's in politics, it's in religion, where we are willing to harm ourselves in order to have this perceived privilege and keep the traditional values alive. And it limits progress, it limits growth, it limits improvement in the world that we could live in. And all for a simple ideology, all for just plain and simple ignorance in ourselves on what we do. And instead of understanding the fact that we're all connected, we're all united, we're all in this race together, we try to separate and divide, which makes sense from a religious, because from the religion you're taught separation. You're separate from God. But when you realize that you're one with God and that this is what God was, this is what Jesus talked about, is that you are this being, you are this essence, you're one with it, and so is everyone else. And when we can come together and recognize this, and instead of trying to harm or hold back to give ourselves a perceived advantage and lift ourselves above and separate ourselves from the rest of humanity, if we were to embrace this oneness, how much better could this world be? How much better could we improve? But no. Instead, we think that we have to hold back others and harm ourselves. We think that if we ruin our own characters and our own being and our own essence, we're going to get ourselves ahead. But all we're doing is holding ourselves back and keeping us from going forward. And it's something I have to keep in mind all the time, because it's easy to sit here and look at people that are being ignorant, that are being just awful to other humans, and want to put that on them also, so that they can have the karma and the just deserves that they have, at least as I see it. But if I do that to them, I'm only holding us back again from my perspective of things too. So we have to let go of this judgment, this ideology of you're absolutely wrong, can't have it. We need to be able to discuss and hold free things, but accept everyone and allow everyone to participate equally in order to grow and move forward.